Hello, my friends. Welcome back to part 2 of module 4, lesson 15. Again, we're just going to review the objective is going to be to multiply non-unit fractions by non-unit fractions. Now, in this case, we don't have a word problem, but we have a larger number. So our step 1 is to multiply. Multiply is step 1. Step 1. Okay? So let's do the multiplication. 7/9 times 3/7. We can multiply again the numerators. 7 times 3 equals 21, and 9 times 7 equals 63. Okay, so there is one way to solve this problem. But now we look. I notice that these two have the larger numbers, and I don't know if they can be divided. But I noticed something particular about these ones. This fraction has a 7 as the denominator, and this fraction has a 7 as a numerator. So I'm thinking that I'm going to do multiples of 7 to see if these two numbers can be factors of 21 and 63. So this is 21, 28, 35, 42, 49. That will be 56, and then 63. I notice now that the 21 is part of this sequence, and the 63 is part of this sequence, which means that these two numbers can be divided by 7. So you divide these two numbers by 7, and 21 divided by 7 equal, if you look over here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, the answer. So that's 3. And 63 divided by 7, if you count over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me see. 8 and 9. So here's a number. So that's 9 times. So that means 63 divided by 7 equals 9. Okay, so here's our answer. But I noticed too that these two numbers, 3/9, are also divisible by 3. How do I know that? Because if I can see, I can do multiples of 3s for that particular problem. So this number up here, I'm just going to do it right here on the bottom. So 3/9 can also be divided by 3, and that would be 1. 3 divided by 3 equals 3, 1/3. So the answer is 1/3 for this problem. Okay? So now, here is another way to solve this problem. This time, we're not going to use the algorithm. We're actually going to use a different strategy. So let's call this first strategy was strategy 1. Strategy 1 or method 1. Okay, so now we're going to look at method number 2. Okay, method number 2 is going to be simplified. It's going to be easier. So it's method number 2, or what do you call it? Or strategy number 2. So we're actually going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply the two fractions. Multiply. Let me see if that looks good. No, that doesn't look good. Let me do this again. Okay, multiply the same number, 7/9 times 3/7. So here's where this is going to be a lot simpler. If you pay attention to these two numbers, if you have there's a 7 on the top, so, and a 7 in the bottom. So you can cancel each other out. These two numbers can cancel each other out. So that means they can be divided by 7. So if you divide this by 7, and remember, we can do this because we're doing this to the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so what is 7 divided by 7 equals 1, and the denominator stays the same as a 9, times the numerator stays the same of the second fraction, And what is 7 divided by 7 equals 1? So look how this method makes it a lot easier. 1 times 3 equals 3, and 9 times 1 equals 9. And again, if we divide this by 3, the answer will be exactly like the one on the top is going to be 1/3. Okay, my friends, so we have two methods in these problems. Make sure you review both of them and review the easiest one and know what is the actual procedure that you need to follow to get the answer that must be the correct answer in mathematics. Remember, math is an exact science. My friends, watch the video again, help yourself, and become a good mathematician. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magno.